Let's talk about the best ways to earn money online in 2024. Now, specifically, I'm talking about opportunities that allow you to work from anywhere, to set your own hours, and to become your own boss, because I am all about making more people into entrepreneurs. And if you landed on this video, your eyes have probably been open to the world of opportunity that's available. There's so much more opportunity available today than ever before. And while that can feel pretty overwhelming, it's also really exciting because the barrier to entry to become an entrepreneur, to become your own boss, is super, super low. Specifically, technology has made entrepreneurship more accessible to the average person than ever before. Whereas back in the day, you needed a ton of capital, you needed some insider information and know-how in order to be an entrepreneur. There are so many new paths to entrepreneurship, and I hope that you find the right one just for you. Before we dig in, my name is Sarah Turner, in case we haven't met before. I'm an 8-figure business owner and I help people become entrepreneurs. It is my #1 mission on this earth because that is how I believe we truly move from surviving to thriving. So many people have noticed how their 9-to-5s are just no longer keeping up with the cost of living, and the way to break through that and to shatter your glass ceiling, in my very strong opinion, is to become your own boss. So I want to give you some ideas of where you can get started. We're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of each, and I'm going to be really frank with you here. A lot of online gurus really want to make it sound like it's just really easy to do all these things, but there are pros and cons to each, and quite frankly, you're probably going to have some tendencies, some personal preferences, and some passions and core values that are going to influence what is the right decision for you. So my first place I'm going to start is to become a freelancer. So if you already have a skill or a service that you're already doing, there is a good chance that with a little bit of effort and knowledge and know-how and strategy, you can take it and you can do it in a freelance capacity, which will expand your earning potential tremendously. Now, I am talking about even lawyers, nurses, doctors, writers, graphic designers, photography, web development, bookkeeping, virtual assistants, marketing services like copywriting, you name it. I have helped so many people take what they're already doing. Maybe they're a therapist or a counselor for an organization. You can take what you already know and become a freelancer. Again, you're going to need to learn client acquisition and things like that. But relatively quickly, when you take what you know and you turn it into your own business, you are going to be able to earn more money and have way more flexibility and freedom. I can't tell you the number of people in my life I have gotten them to quit their jobs, take what they're already doing, and then do it on their own. And they've immediately tripled or quadrupled their income. It's actually bananas. You can also take the time to learn some of these skills. Some of my favorite skills to recommend people who don't already have a skill that they can take out of the 9-to-5 world and start their own business with include obviously copywriting. Because I'm a copywriter and a copywriting mentor, I have seen how people can take what they already know and are passionate about, and then they go on to get clients in that particular industry. So I'll give you an example. I've got a lot of teachers, got a lot of nurses. They take their experience and education in childhood education or in healthcare, and then they take all of that and they infuse it into their copywriting business so that they can then have a leg up on the process. So all they really need to know is how to become a copywriter and how to gain clients, but because they already have the education background in their particular niche, it makes them already an expert and positions them so freaking nicely to be able to bring on clients, high quality clients, relatively quickly. Copywriting is a high value skill because it is the writing that is persuasive and gets people to take action. So it is the foundation of a successful marketing campaign for any brand or business. That's why it's such a lucrative skill. That's why you'll always see it on every list. Every year, Forbes comes out with best freelancer careers, best opportunities to break into entrepreneurship, and copywriting is always on that list because businesses will always need it. Now, if you're worried about AI, let me tell you, it's actually really helped copywriters. Copywriters at the bottom who are just barely getting by and not actually producing high quality copy, they're actually being replaced. But the people who understand the strategy and the psychology and actually can use AI as a tool in order to do their job better and faster and more efficiently, those guys are actually seeing more money coming in because they're able to reduce the amount of hours that it takes them to produce high quality copy. And therefore, they're able to earn more because they can bring on more clients, they can do more work. So it's been incredible to witness. It's been incredible to watch. And again, we've all seen how AI still requires what people are now calling prompt engineers, subject matter experts. And again, that kind of goes into the way that I like to teach it, which is where you get to take your subject matter expertise or your passion, the thing that you love learning about, and you get to infuse it into your copywriting career. So for sure, I am biased, but copywriting will always be at the tippy top of my list of one of the best freelance opportunities. Now, everything else I mentioned still stands. You could learn how to become a virtual assistant or an online business manager or a bookkeeper. You can take online courses and learn that new skill and become a freelancer and have an incredible amount of time autonomy and financial freedom because as you get better, you'll be able to raise your rates. It's another powerful thing about being a freelancer. You don't have to wait for some employer to say, okay, now you're ready. Now you're ready to earn more. No, as you get better, as the demand for your skill set increases, you get to raise your rates and then you get to actually see those earnings passed on to you. Some tips if you're a freelancer is one, don't charge hourly. Try to make a task-based system, a monthly retainer even, and that way you will be able to reap the rewards as you get better, faster, and more efficient at your work, rather than, again, trading that time for money exchange, which is really the thing that holds most people back because time is a finite resource. It is something that you can never generate more of. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. So that is my spiel on freelancing. Do you already have a skill that you can take and turn into a freelancing career? Because if you do, all you really need to learn is client acquisition and some basic business acumen. And that actually is something that intimidates people, but it's really, really not that hard. And all you need to do is to dig into the sea of information online, all of the incredible resources out there, buy an online course probably, and learn from people who have gone before you and how they're making this work. Because I assure you that somebody has already taken your skill, gone freelance with it, made a whole bunch of money, and is now teaching people about it. You can find those people if you dig, I bet you. Now, the next major category I want to talk about here is creating an online education program or digital products that are around sharing your information. I am a big believer that the internet is what I call the great equalizer, meaning it's getting powerful information into the hands of people who didn't have access to it before, who couldn't afford that kind of quality information. You know, universities and the university system is a highly privileged system. It requires an incredible amount of money to be able to attend, and it's just not accessible to everyone. Now, with all the online education models like moving online and people just like you and me who have really helpful knowledge and experience that when they share with people can have a profound impact on their lives, that's created an industry. I think it's like 325 billion at this point, the online education industry, but it's created a massive industry that's getting quality information into the hands of people who, quite frankly, need it most. So what does this look like? This could be creating an online course, an online group coaching program. And I know that coaching's gotten kind of a bad rap because there are definitely a lot of coaches out there who shouldn't be coaching. But I still think that the movement overall is fantastic because we're getting access to so many people's life experiences and knowledge and expertise for a fraction of the price. We are sharing information at a rapid and accelerated rate, and it is having a profound impact on people. So if you don't want to call it coaching, don't call it coaching, but group programs where you walk people through your unique knowledge, that is super powerful. This might look like creating webinars or workshops. This could be creating a digital product that stands alone that people can consume at their own rate, or actually walking people through your program in cohorts, groups of people that kind of sign up at the same time. But the main message here is, do you have something that you know if you could get into the hands of other people, it would profoundly impact them. And it definitely doesn't have to be about making money. It could be about finding love or growing and improving relationships. It could be about navigating a difficult life season, maybe a divorce or the death of a loved one. It could be taking what you know about teaching and helping people have more effective homeschooling programs. It could be showing people how to live that RV life finally. That's like a big movement I feel like happening ever since COVID. It could be about how to do a bunch of arts and crafts with your kids. It could be about how to get your kids sleeping through the night. I mean, truly the amount of knowledge and expertise and experiences that you probably have that would help other people or that they would just like love to learn is profound. So ask yourself, do you have something that would be really powerful if I just packaged it up into an online course? Because here's the powerful thing about creating digital products. Let's say you make a course and you decide to sell it for $300. Yes, you're gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting on the front end to create that course and create that program. But once you have it, let's say you wanna make $10,000 a month, you would only need to sell about 33 courses in order to make 10K a month. That's bananas. If you can create something that is worth $300, and I'm willing to bet almost everyone watching this video can, you could be making 10K if you just get it into the hands of 33 people every month. That's the power of digital products. And quite frankly, why you see people talking about them so much online, because it has a massive impact on people's lives. So if you've ever wanted to create an online course or digital product, I actually also teach people that because that's another thing that I truly believe in. And one of the best ways that people can not only elevate their own life and experience, but also help people in the process, which if you know anything about the Enneagram test, I am an Enneagram 2, which means I'm a helper to my core. And that is always going to be infused into everything that I do is how can I help more people and how can I help other people help more people? So this industry is exploding. It's actually expected to be a $500 billion industry by the end of just 2030. That's not far off, my friends. And again, all of the stuff I like to tell people about in the world of opportunities are things that bring meaning into our lives because money is fantastic. It's great. It's one of the things we need to make sure that we're not surviving on a daily basis. It's how we reduce daily stresses because when you're worried about your bills, it's really hard to be helpful and good and show up in the world in a meaningful way. So I'm all about getting people out of that surviving mode and into that thriving world. But with that in mind, money will only take you so far, at least for me. Money is a motivator to a point. What is much more motivating to me is meaning and impact and having a meaningful impact on the world, which is why you're not going to see on this list things like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, or affiliate marketing, which people are now calling digital marketing, which is very misleading, and I don't really understand why. I feel like it's like a general rebrand. Look, I'm not judging anyone who goes those paths at all, because I really understand what it's like to be at rock bottom and in total debt and to want to crawl your way out of it. I get it. So I'm not judging those, but I do think that one, they're generally not going to have the same lasting power because they don't provide that meaning. You know, drop shipping is basically finding something on Alibaba. It's where you find a product and then you kind of create an online presence for it to make it look like it's a real brand and then you sell it. Amazon FBA is essentially the same thing but via Amazon. And then affiliate marketing is where you get a percentage of something that you're promoting. So you usually create, an online presence and you promote other people's courses and things like that. At the end of the day, those opportunities are really about like making money and not so much about helping people. And again, I really just think that meaning will take you so much further and keep you motivated for longer, which is why I try to always recommend things that are accessible to most people and will bring a lot of meaning into your life. So the next thing I want to talk about is creating a product, because that's also an option. And now I did talk a little bit about creating products or really putting products on the market via drop shipping, building an e-commerce store or Amazon FBA. And I don't want to mislead here. I do think that when you can come up with a product that will truly help people and create that and put that out into the world, like that's actually amazing. I have some really amazing friends doing incredible things with products. You know, one that comes to mind is a friend of mine who's created these amazing diaper bags that literally have everything that you could think of. I also have a friend who's created an athleisure wear company where they actually hire people who were victims of human trafficking to give them jobs, and the clothes are so soft and so amazing. And then I have another friend who has a home goods store where she has developed products that are super sustainable and donates some of the proceeds of her businesses to her charities of choice. Now, these are examples of businesses where they've actually created their own products. And the thing is that might kind of blow your mind. I don't know if you're aware, but you have access to the ability to actually get somebody to create and manufacture products for you. So if you have an idea of a physical product that you know would really help people, or there's a big need for, or just even lights you up, that is an option. And I want you to know that. This also leads me to another opportunity, and that's taking a piece of art that you love doing and actually selling it. And if you have resistance to that, I want to point you in the direction of the book War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It's wonderful at handling all the resistance that kind of gets kicked up for that, but it's also an option. Now, you might be wondering, okay, why am I talking about so many different options that have nothing to do with my business? And that is because I genuinely care more than anything in the world that you find something that gives you meaning and also earns you great money. And there are just far too many opportunities today for me to stand by and not share them with you. So if you have been thinking about being your own boss and betting on yourself, I really hope this video helped. I'll actually leave you with my book. I'll put the link in the description. It's called Bet on Yourself. It's for anyone who has been thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. I'll also leave you other resources in the description below. But if you have been thinking about an entrepreneur, this book is meant for you. For far too long, we've been led to believe that entrepreneurship is available to only a select group of people. But I know that that's not true. The world needs more kind-hearted and empathetic souls like you in positions of power, making great money, no longer surviving, so that you can give back to the world and do it from a place where your cup is full too. I so wholeheartedly believe that. Okay, there's a whole bunch of information for you in the description below. Be sure to check that out. And if this was helpful, please don't forget to subscribe. It's a really free, easy way that you support me, and it allows me to create more videos like this. And of course, if you like this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That's how I know you want to see more videos like this. And of course, I love, love, love hearing from you in the comments. All right, thanks guys.